Okay, this video is called Divorce Song. So I'm just scrolling through my YouTube, getting ready to make my usual videos for the night, and then I came across this song, and I just figured I'd listen to it. You know, this guy, they're called Gage Saylor and the Creeksea Boys, and he's like, you know, a big fat slob from North Carolina, and I thought he reminded me of that guy Jelly Roll. I'm like, well, sometimes these big fat guys, they could really sing. And so I just listened to the video, and I'm like, wow, it totally reminds me of divorce. So he's singing about, you know, coming, you know, back to his home, and there's no one there, like a wife's divorced him, and the loneliness of it. And that's how a father feels. You're like, I worked so hard to have a big happy family, and then the stupid wife just destroyed the whole family for no reason, against the interest and the benefit of all the kids, the husband, everyone else. Just some selfish, trivial, spur of the moment, emotional whim destroyed their entire family. And so this song really captures it well. I have the link in the description below, but there's a couple more slides coming here. All right, so then this is like what a divorced guy feels like. He feels like he worked so hard to build up a family and make it good for everyone, you know, the wife included. And then the wife pays him back by, you know, having some trivial affair on the spur of the moment, destroying it for everybody. And he's sad because it's like it's all gone into the garbage can, what he had tried so hard to build. You know, like I built a house with a tennis court, a basketball court, a wrestling room, an indoor basketball court, all this great stuff. And my wife destroyed it for no reason. Everybody loved it. All the relatives, all the family, all the friends, everybody except for her. I offered to build her an add-on. She wouldn't go for it. So anyways, I'm showing you. This is the way the guy feels. The name of the patient is Lost Illusions by Charles Gleyra from 1843. And then there's another painting very much like that. This one is called Farewell by Edmund Layton from 1922. Again, the man's going off. You know, men, we work a lot more than women do, usually, in general. There's exceptions to that. I know the woman will say she works a lot, then she comes home. But usually the woman's working in an easier job. You know, the guy's usually doing something kind of brutal, painful, disgusting, and dangerous. Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's lots of exceptions, but in general, that's true. Like my wife and I, my ex-wife and I were both doctors, but I was working much longer hours, much more difficult, complex things. No comparison. Okay, so anyways, this is how he feels. He's got to go bye-bye to the kids. He doesn't see him, and he's sad. And he also feels disrespected, you know. Here's the one song that's kind of captures a little bit of that as well. It's a really good song. It's called Need You More by Samantha Fish. And it's sort of the gist of the song is the woman's like, oh, gee, I used to bitch at you all the time. Now I got nobody to bitch at, okay? Because the woman usually ends up regretting it. And then I'll show you what else happens next in divorce from the man's point of view. The guy was pissed off and sad that the wife divorced him. About 80% of divorces are filed by the woman. But then the guy realizes something. He's like, well, gee, if I was single at this time and my ex-wife was single at this time, she could never date me in a million years. Compared to me, she looks 15, 20 years older, and men age so much better than women do in general, especially if they're low-fat vegans like myself, that a woman's SMV peaks when she's about, you know, 18 to 24 years of age, where a man's SMV peaks when he's about 40, 42, 43 years of age. So he's got this giant advantage as they get older. And I talked to all my old divorced friends, and they're like, oh, man, you don't understand. It's a woman's game at 20 years of age. But they said after 40, 45, it's a man's game. There's tons of women out there for every man out there, tons of pretty women, and they're desperate to find a man. So you'd be amazed how easy it is for a man after 45, after 40 years of age to find a nice woman in comparison with the other way around. Just go on YouTube, you see all these women, they can't find a man, whereas the man, he just takes his pick. So anyways, I'm very, very happy with my new wife, but I thought that song kind of called to mind my new wife, Anna, but this called to mind. And then here's a song, Remember Who You Are. So the guy says to himself, gee, I got screwed. The conventional divorce system hates men, wants men to be divorced, wants men to get screwed over and divorced. But Remember Who You Are, this song, it's also a reminder that, gee, your SMV is up here compared to your ex-wife. So you go just find a new woman. So the guy typically goes out and finds a younger, more beautiful woman. And, you know, I'm just like the typical example of it. So anyways, I'll put the link to this song below and to the Samantha Fish song. I think you'll find them interesting, especially if you've been divorced. You'll totally feel this storyline in continuity. This is typical of a divorce guy, what he feels to go through these emotions.